Hi, this is Josh Clark with this week's episode of Be Your Best. Today I want to talk about committing to excellence in all that we do. But first I want to say that committing to excellence, being our best, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's not about us. I want to talk about in the context of committing to excellence in order to be a catalyst to make a difference in the world around us. You see, the research shows that those who are happiest and most fulfilled are those who pursue excellence for the sake of making a difference in other people's lives. And it starts with in our home, with our spouse, with our children, in the workplace, in our church, in our communities, pursuing excellence in order to be a catalyst to make this world a better place. And when I think about committing to excellence, I think about my favorite verse in the scriptures. And you may hear me talk about my faith, a lot. And I want you to know that I respect people of all backgrounds, all faiths, all walks of life. But my faith has had a huge impact on what I know about leadership and what I know about personal development. And so I want to share with you one of my favorite verses is in Mark 12:30 and 31, where a scribe, which is a teacher, a writer of the law, came to Jesus and said, "Hey, what is the greatest commandment?" And Jesus said, and by the way, out of 613 commandments and laws in the Old Testament and the New Testament, Jesus said, the greatest is this, to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, and with all of your strength. He said, and the second is like unto it, to love your neighbor as yourself. And so I'm constantly talking to my children, reminding myself that, hey, committing to excellence is about being my very best with the talents, gifts, and abilities that God has given me in order to make a difference in the world around us. And I'll tell you how that played out. A while back, I was watching my son play soccer. And, I noticed in the soccer game that rather than being engaged in the game, he was looking down at his feet. He was, wasn't paying attention. And so the next day, I took my son on a walk, and I asked him, I said, I want to tell you a story. Or I told him, I want to tell you a story. I told him a story about two boys. And the first boy, they won, the team won that season. They won the championship game. They got a big trophy, but he didn't give his best. I said, now, son, we like to win in our family, right? He got a big trophy. And then in the second boy, he was on a team that lost most of the season, but yet the boy gave his very best. And so I asked my son, I said, which boy would you want to be? And he looked up at me and he said, now, in the first boy, they won the championship game? I said, yeah. He said, and they got a big trophy? I said, yeah. He said, but the other boy was his best, gave his all? I said, that's right, son. Which one do you want to be? He said, I want to be the boy who gave his best. I said, that's right. I said, that's what being your best, pursuing excellence is about. It's not always about winning, but it's about being your best and knowing that you gave your all. And so, it reminds me of Colossians 3:23 and 24. It says, and whatsoever you do, do it with all your heart as unto the Lord, as unto your Creator. Knowing of the Lord, you'll receive your reward, your inheritance, for you serve the Lord. And then, he went on to say, I love how the scriptures are fair and balanced. Goes on to say, hey, that those who do wrong, they'll be rewarded in the end. And then it says, hey, if you're a boss, if you're an employer, it says, lead your team, lead your employees, and do that which is just, that which is fair, for you have somebody that you report to as well. And so I want to challenge all of us to pursue excellence, to focus your talent, gifts, and abilities, in the areas that will bring about the greatest return for your team, for your mission, for your cause. That's what pursuing excellence is about. And so this week, my challenge to you is this. Number one, commit to excellence. I want you to write it down. I, Josh Clark, commit to pursuing and being my best. And then number two, I want you to find 3 areas that you know that you need to pursue and commit to excellence in those areas. And then now, I want to ask you, if this video has encouraged you, will you take a moment and share it with your friends and your family? And together, we can be a catalyst to change the world, one person at a time. Now go out there and make it an awesome week. God bless.